Hey kids, we're back again. This is Comic Book Man with
Sweet Dan Sweet.
And we're here with comic book reviews on books that are out right now. Now you can read these reviews that Dan has done on the store's website, www.myalternatelereality.com. Fine, put it there now, huh? So anyway, Dan's got two reviews up this time. First one up is, he's back!
Wah, wah.
Captain America Reborn #1, The Return of Steve Rogers. The beginning of the return. The beginning of the end of the return of Steve Rogers.
Yeah, you know, it was Bucky had a good run while it lasted, I guess, all of a year. You know, I couldn't get into it. I really like Ed Brubaker. I think he's a phenomenal writer. I haven't been super into his Captain America stuff, and I wrote that I thought he was jumping the shark with this. I don't want to give away too much. There's some factors that if you've been reading the book are going to seem really interesting if you've been following it. If you haven't been following Captain America, you may or may not be able to pick it up and be interested in it. It's time travel. I'm not going to give you much more than that because they didn't give us much more than that. And they claim that what we read now is not going to have very much relevance in the end of the story. Whatever the hell that means, I don't know. But I think Brian Hitch's art on it looks crappy. To be honest, Brian Hitch.
You love Brian Hitch.
I love Brian Hitch. I love Brian Hitch when he was drawing the Ultimates, and it took him 5 years to do 24 issues. You know what I mean? When Brian Hitch is allowed to take his time and really work on a book, the line work is phenomenal. The characters look great from panel to panel. They spliced in Butch Juice art with this to kind of give it that rough Steve Epting feel that the Captain America book has had for the last, 5 years. And, I don't know. I don't think it really worked. I just think the experiment with the art has come and gone. I think Hitch should have taken more time or done an issue, and Butch Juice should have done an issue, so Hitch could have taken more time. I wasn't turned on by it, dude. It didn't do it for me. You know what I mean? I just couldn't get into it at all.
Well, for me, when I read the book, and I'm not going to get into your territory of reviewing, but when I read the book, first thing I noticed is Cap looks like Ultimate Cap, our Cap. 616 Cap looks like Ultimate Cap in the beginning of this thing,
Yep.
and there's a line of caption in this thing that says, like most legends, a lot of what you know about Captain America is all essentially bullshit. And this is going to be the true story, which for me, I read that and I say to myself, go to hell.
Yeah.
So anyway, next up is
A Cry for Justice.
Justice League, A Cry for Justice #1, first part of a seven.
You get 7 parts.
7-issue miniseries by Jim Robinson and who's the artist?
Cascioli.
Mario Cascioli.
You know, it's a foreign guy. It's great art, dude. Never heard of him before. He was doing Shazam, Trials of Shazam with Freddie Freeman, and the art in that was phenomenal. James Robinson writes it, and it's getting mixed reviews on the internet because of the way he portrays what a cry for justice really is. It comes off more as a cry for revenge. A lot of the characters are coming off of really tragic events in their life from a few years ago. This has been a few years in the making, so some of the plot points on it are based on stories that you've read and moved on from. You know, with Martian Manhunter dead, Bruce Wayne as Batman is dead, and the actor's wife is all sorts. You know, he'll be back. He's comic book dead.
He's dead.
He's comic book dead. You know what I mean? For the story, all intents and purposes, he's dead. You know what I mean?
He's dead too.
He was dead. I'm waiting for Batman Reborn. You know what I mean?
One of them is gonna die.
Hopefully, all of them. Here's the thing. I thought the book for a first issue was a really, really good starting point. You know what I mean? It set up a lot of characters that I hadn't been exposed to. The Blue Starman, for one. I don't know much about him. I'm anxious to learn more about him. Congo Bill, Congorilla. Come on, there's a talking gorilla on the team. That's awesome. That's just, I mean, I can't even go into detail. That's just so cool. The Atom is in it. Green Lantern, Green Arrow, Batwoman's supposed to be starring, and if Batwoman's there, I'm there. You know what I mean? So. Yeah. I gotta say, the covers are great, the interiors are great, the story is moving. I mean, they got the ball rolling. We'll see what happens. Pick it up, give it a shot. It's way better than the current Justice League book, which is stinking it up right now. And Robinson is moving on to write the Justice League book after this, so a lot of what you see in that is probably going to spin out of this story.
And one of the interesting things for me when I read this thing was this is Green Lantern's team, essentially. And Green Lantern is the guy who starts the ball rolling with this. He gets up at a meeting and he says, "Look, I'm the cop of the space sector, and I'm tired of us getting kicked around, and it's about time that I took the role that I'm supposed to have and
very
take
forward momentum.
Take care of some business with some of these people who are killing off some of our friends and making sure that this doesn't happen again in the future. Whenever a hero starts saying that, I always think to myself, farther down the road, you're going to regret that because you can't be God. But Green Lantern stepping up and actually taking the role that he's meant to take in the first place in the DC universe was actually interesting, especially with Superman standing there and going, yeah,
Whatever,
okay,
dude.
Whatever, yeah, okay. So anyway,
it's cool because I just totally lost what I was going to say. So we'll
Great.
wrap this up.
It's over there. We'll get it later.
I'll find
we'll
it
get
sooner or later. We'll make a special drop.
We'll make a special next time. Speaking of next time, catch us again next time. We'll have 2 more reviews on stuff that's out right now. Until then, it's Comic Book Man
Sweet Dan
saying,
bye. Later, dude.